It's getting crazy out here, y'all. Stay focused. Let's go, KD. Take a look around you, look to find your way, man. Find your way, man. Find your way. Yeah, take a look around you, look to find your way, man. Find your way. Yeah, I talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change the way. Got things to do. I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said, take a look around you, nigga. Find your way, man. Find your way, man.
He's heating up!
I said, take a look around you, nigga. Find your way, man. Find your way, man. Find your way, man. Hey, you the one that say that. You and me go way back. When this whole thing over, I'ma send my invoice, pay that. You don't wanna say that. You don't want this payback. I keep my composure. This my kingdom, nigga. Stay back. We had a couple of moments. You had a choice, nigga, on it. Your real colors, they showing. I'm real, nigga. I'm focused. When I come around, I'm fly with it. Stay moving, do buy with it. New sound, just vibe with it. Same truth, and we die with it. I see it like it's an obstacle. I never sit on the fence. Nothing to me is impossible. Music of means to the end. Most of the shit is illogical. All of y'all niggas depend on what they pretend. Just think what you had. Stop looking at trends. You wearing your eyes like it's topical. Clearly now, the pain is gone. The fame is on, and they play my songs. Yeah, it's real.
Inconceivable!
Yeah, it's real. Yeah, I ain't talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change the way. Got things to do. I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said, take a look around you, nigga. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said, take a look around you, nigga. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. New era, I got y'all. Real game, we pop off, no knockoffs. Open eyes, we watch out. Mobilize, won't cop out. COVID-19 cops out, don't flop now. Open skies, we fly now. New agenda, they try now. Most y'all getting real scared of the headlines when you find out. End game getting real near. If you don't know, you behind now. Behind the times, government hide behind the lines. Most brands trying to monetize. All of us have to stay inside, don't socialize. Talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change the way. Got things to do. I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said, take a look around you, nigga. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said, take a look around you, nigga. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe.
He's heating up!
You are looking rather splendid this evening.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised. The nips are gonna roast. I'm gonna die. Ah!
I'm gonna starve now.
You were not done cooking.
Bring it on.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Well, Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing, testicles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 25 Hundo and 56 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in that realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and yo-hos? It's your boy, Papa Swole, back with another episode. Today's episode, the Beastcast, is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2, flexing on all you be.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer. It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
What's going on, fam? Welcome to the show, 2556, Saturday, May the 6th. Drop it in the comments down below. What are you smashing today? And remember, check out all the links in the show notes down below. We got links to sign up for Papa Swole's email list to get notifications for the show, to join the fam over at SwoleNormousX.com, get access to all the programs, to check out the merch with discounts. We got a lot of stuff in the description, so check it all out if you're brand new to the show, but make sure you hit the thumbs up button no matter where you're watching. Most people watch on YouTube and Rumble. All those links also are in the show notes down below, but make sure you leave us a 5-star review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you bang your ear holes with a knowledge cock. And we're going to make we make your podcast swole again, and we make your email swole again. We just make you swole again. And if you were never swole, then we make you swole for the first time. And welcome to Swole Slut Saturday. So let's get another little round of applause. Get a little golf clap and some biceps. Flex on these beaches. What's up, Matt, Chris, Lady Hawk, Loretta Wax, Michelle? How we doing? All right, we got a great show. We're going to jump right into it. Before we do, let's make a couple little announcements before we get into those Swole Fam posts. Do I have it? Did I move that? All right, well, tomorrow, that's weird. Did I move that? I moved it to the other side. Tomorrow, we have Ask Papa Swole Live, so we take questions during the Knowledge Cock portion every day, but if you want to submit a question for tomorrow's show, go to askpapaswolio.com and submit your calls. We're just taking tons of questions tomorrow, so if you're here for tomorrow's show, only questions the entire time. It's a lot of fun, so make sure you're there for that, and that's tomorrow, May the 7th. And like I said, you can get alerts via Telegram. Check out those links in the description. If you're a member, you get Swole text, you get a Discord alert, you get the Telegram alerts and all that stuff. So make sure that you are ready for that. And also Monday, May 8th at 12 noon Eastern time, private episode for members only. It's a live accountability meeting. We'll take private member questions and calls. And of course, we'll go over new releases that we have dropping inside SwoleNormousX. So fire in the hole. And not only that, we have Monday, May the 29th. Let's fucking go. We got our Balls Deep for Summer major release party, Monday, May 29th. And that's Memorial Day. And we remember those that have sacrificed their lives for this country. And we honor them with some sick fucking gains on that Monday. A lot of you are off. So Balls Deep for Summer release party, members only. And that will take place of our regularly scheduled accountability meeting. So be there for that. It's going to be fucking lit. Mark your calendars. And for those of you that were there yesterday during the overtime segment, brand new driving while gaining, fam. If you're just listening, the picture, ice cock right ahead. Make sure you check out the brand new DWG, available now in Swole TV. Yesterday, we dropped Inside Overtime. I can't explain it. Just go and watch it. It was fire. Go watch it. If you don't know what driving while gaining is, go on YouTube and check out the classics. Those are still available. We don't post new driving while gainings on YouTube because we get flagged all the time. I used to post clips and stuff like that on TikTok. They would get banned instantly. The Balls Deep edits that we do will get blocked instantly on TikTok. That was frustrating because I used to post them on the Swolenormous TikTok page and it was growing rapidly. Each one, the Balls Deep edits that we do during the overtime segments, I've talked about this before, but I'll just get it out now because every once in a while I want to remind people what they get inside overtime. I would post them, and then within a few minutes, they would have 100 super uber virality, the Balls Deep edits that we do for overtime. And we used to post them on Instagram too, but they started getting flagged for bullying harassment, so we removed them because we just didn't, it just started getting flagged. So it was really negatively affecting the page, and we were going to get banned. And on TikTok, every single one would get a community guidelines violation. It would skyrocket to 100,000 views within a few minutes and then boom, get flagged. So I just stopped posting them, but I don't want to stop making them. So we make them and we have them all inside Swole TV for members. So during the overtime segments, we do the Balls Deep edits and we do the drive while gaining. and it was fucking fire. It was awesome. So go and check that out if you missed it yesterday, right after the public live stream. Overtime was lit. That being said, we have some awesome Swole fan posts, questions, and of course, we're going to go balls deep. So let's get that sack slapping and drop in the comments down below. What are you smashing today? Let's bust the nut open and get today's party started. Here we go, fam. Yes, sir. All right, Swole Slut. Hashtag triple S for a chance to win today's Swole card. Swole Slut Saturday. So drop that in the comments down below after you hit the thumbs up button. All right, hashtag Swole Slut triple S. We will give away that Swole card to one lucky live viewer or Swole fan member. You have to earn that shit. You got to earn a Swole Slut card. But it's a beautiful card, and we'll give that away at the end of today's episode. Now let's get into that tip. Babe, just an inch, just an inch. It's cold outside.
What's in the box?
All right, we're going to kick it off with Jeremy. And Jeremy writes, "What's up, everyone? Been watching Papa Swolio for over a year now on YouTube. I was 424 pounds.
Wow.
In December of 2021 and have dropped down to about 288. Holy shit, dude. You lost, someone do the math, was that 136 pounds? Is that correct? Holy crap. However, I've hit a wall in my weight loss. I mean, shame on you for only losing that much in less than 2 fucking years. That's amazing. However, I've hit a wall in my weight loss. Figures if Papa's motivation was able to help me drop down that much, then doing his program should help me even more. I'm a father of 2, work on corrections and do volunteer firefighting. So the more fit and healthy I am, the better I can do my job." That's fantastic. And well, I'm so glad that you've been banging your ear holes with the knowledge cock and making a lot of changes. Now that you're officially a Swole fan member, we do have all the tools that you will need to crush your 7 pillars. But of course, it's a matter of how you execute them and if you're consistent and so forth. So let's get to the nitty gritty. Jeremy, I don't know if you're watching live, but make sure you post up in the Telegram chat and the Facebook group and give us some more context as to what you're eating, what your habits are like, and then we can maybe help you avoid some pitfalls, or I don't like to say the term shortcuts, but of course, when I've made a ton of progress and I've helped thousands of people make amazing progress, and we can help you get from point A to point B more efficiently. I don't like to say faster. I don't like to say more quickly. It can be more quickly, but at the same time, why do things that are probably less likely to work when you can opt for things that are more likely to work? So it's going to be proportionate to the effort you put in, consistency. And remember, you're not going to lose weight the same pace overall. You're building muscle, so that's going to taper off eventually. Just don't get over obsessed with the scale. It's very common to just obsess over the scale when you are 424 pounds. But now that you're about 288, I don't know how tall you are, but it's going to plateau. It's going to slowly peter down as you build muscle. And it's just not something that you want to over obsess about, even though you probably have a goal weight in mind. Just be very mindful of that. So don't worry so much about the weight loss. You're building muscle. You're going to hit those little plateaus. Remember, every time you get on a step, when you look at a staircase, each step is flat, right? So you go up and then it's flat. You go up and then it's flat. Or you look at the stock market or Bitcoin, anything, it's going to go up, it's going to go down. Over time, it's going up, but you're going to have pitfalls. You're going to have corrections, you're going to have recessions, depressions, you're going to have up, down, but over the long term, things go up for that example, or a staircase, for example. So you might have different heights of stairs. Maybe it's an inconsistent staircase. Some steps are higher than others. Some platforms are longer than others, but overall, you're going up over time. So as long as you're focusing on the 7 pillars, you're focusing on the habits that you need to execute, the weight loss, the muscle building, that'll be a byproduct of that. So excellent, dude. Good for you. Joanne, under pillar number 1 community on our discussion boards on Swolenormous X, Joanne writes, I love Muay Thai classes in addition to my weights, not just for the training, but for the community. Returning after 2 years, the other highest rank there, who I've known for years, has dramatically changed his diet to mostly meat, often fasts, and shares a lot of the same views in nutrition. One of the young new students does weights in addition to the classes and is keen as to try an elimination and take on as much of a healthy lifestyle and health and lifestyle information as possible. I suggested Papa Swole and the Swole fam to him, so we'll see if he checks it out or not. Either way, it's great to have a place to go where ideas and experience are discussed and exchanged. The more community I have that fits my values, the more consistent I will be. Facts. Now, this is why the Swole fam exists. Sometimes you don't have that in your personal surroundings. Now, you can be a magnet for that. You can attract other people to that way of thinking, but it's really about keeping an open mind and sharing ideas, and then the best ideas will win. The problem with censorship, the problem with ideology and using things like veganism or even carnivore, using either of these things as some sort of ideology and some religious belief system, you will miss some of the small nuanced things that you can do to make improvements. Everyone's going to be a little bit different, which is why an elimination diet is very important. It will help you navigate those individualities that you have in your life that will help you be more consistent. The most important thing is consistency. So if we look at the 7 pillars, we have all the 7 pillars. They're all very important. None are more important than the other. They all kind of overlap and support one another, but it doesn't matter if you do the first 6 pillars if you aren't consistent. You could do the first 6 pillars and then do it every once in a while, take a few months off, this, that, and the other. If you're not consistent, you're not going to get long-term results. Consistency is everything, and you build that with discipline. You do that with proper habits and proper scheduling and planning, and that comes over time. You're not going to be perfect right away, which can be an ego blow to a lot of people who just want to make a change and then see those things instantly. I thought we had another... Hold on a second. I thought we had another post here. Did I not open the third one? Or did that not open? I thought we had one more... Oh, we do. Okay, we did. It wasn't organized properly in the folder. So boo to that. Let's take one more post here from Chris. Happy Saturday, fam. Got up this morning and I've been watching the sun come up with the dogs and swinging my new steel club. Nice. Papa and Cerny have sucked me in. I'm already in love with clubs. Have an amazing weekend and make sure you smash something awesome today. Fantastic. We love some clubs.
A 10! A fucking 10!
We love the club. We love the clubs inside the Swole fam. And if you've never tried club swinging or you started trying it and, you know, you start trying it, getting into it, it's easy to get obsessed with club swinging, but then you overdo it. You do it too much and then you can hurt yourself. So start off light, a lot of frequency, and don't overdo it. That's a quick way to get hurt. You don't want to overdo the club swinging or mace swinging, but clubs are fantastic. Great way to warm up. Great way to be focusing on your joint health, ligaments, wrist, shoulders, elbows. Fantastic. Okay, so we talked about it yesterday and a little bit at the beginning of the podcast. It's time for you to make email swole again. Get Papa Swolio's knowledge cock. That's me. Get my knowledge cock in your inbox. Make email swoleagain.com, or you can go to swolenormousx.com/email and sign up for the email list. And I'm banging your ear holes pretty much every day over there. So make sure that you sign up for that if you haven't been receiving the latest emails. We'll take a couple of responses from the Can You Drink Wine and Still Lose Fat email. We talked about this. We had a call the other day, this past week, and I went on a long tirade about the mindset of this individual who can definitely see a lot of progress, but you have to throw out the things that you think you know, and you can't be stubborn. You can't be a stubborn twat and expect to make gains and make progress, especially if you're not getting the results that you want. But I refuse to change. It's like, okay, then what are we doing here? If you just refuse to flat out change, then you don't have the right mindset of actually getting results. with whatever it takes. So Jen says, throwing out my German chocolate. I don't buy or eat it often, but it's time to make some serious gains. Happy GTTFG Friday. And of course, chocolate in general isn't good for you, but in small sparing, the quality matters. But of course, most chocolate is pumped full of sugar, and a lot of people have issues with chocolate, and it's important to do that in elimination. But you need to make sure that you are not sucking down tons of added sugars, and you test these things. If you really want to see progress, you need to test these things and eliminate them, and then make sure that you are hammering down those proper fuel sources, and you're not shooting yourself in the foot. And then you could always, I'm not saying you can never have chocolate or a glass of red wine again, but you need to have it in the context of understanding what these things do to your body and what's more important. Is it the instant gratification, the instant pleasure, or is it the results that you claim to want? If you want the results, are you going to do what it takes to get those results? All right, we have another response here from Jesse. Look at that avatar.
What is your problem, man?
I'm gonna put my nutsack on your drum set.
All right, Jesse says, I presume this doesn't go to an actual human. Well, you're incorrect. But I just wanted to say this is the best thing I've read in a minute. I copied the body of the text and sent it to my homies all over the country. Well played. Well, it does go to a human, and now it's being read to thousands and thousands of humans. So thank you for responding, Jesse. You can absolutely respond to the emails, and we like to share some of those on the podcast, just like the Swole fan post. So we'll continue to share your responses here from the email responses. So make sure, again, make email swoleagain.com and sign up for the mailing list. Let's see. Another one. Steven says, awesome. I needed to read this at this exact moment. Thank you for sharing. Well, thank you for sharing, Steven. Thank you for sharing. And our last one from Wenkzel or Wenzel. Wenczel. Cool name. Dear Papa Swole, thank you for this email. I saved it for those days when I feel down, and I will read it again and again. So awesome. Thank you for sharing your responses. Let's make email swole again. All right. Make email swoleagain.com and get my knowledge cock in your inbox. I will bang your inbox. Just make sure that you are ready for it. Okay, let's take some questions. AskPapaSwolio.com. Call in for the show. We'll take a lot of questions tomorrow because it's Red, White, and Swole Sunday Funday Q&A-ness. But of course, if you have a live question, hashtag AskPapaSwolio, and we'll get to it. Let's take a phone call. First one from Anikit.
Papa Swolio, what's the difference in cut and bulk?
What's the difference in cut and bulk? One, you're cutting down extra body mass and body fat, and bulk means you're putting on size. Now, really what that is generally perceived as, cutting is losing, getting leaner, and bulking is, people use it as losing mass and just getting fat. So I think it's more important nowadays, unless you're a professional bodybuilder, forget the whole bulking thing. You want to be building muscle or losing fat. You don't want to just lose weight. So we talk about weight loss, but that's silly because weight loss means you're looking at a scale and you're just losing overall mass. It doesn't mean you're losing fat and preserving muscle. So you don't need a dramatic calorie deficit and you don't need a dramatic calorie surplus. It's really about having the proper proteins and fats and, playing around with the carbohydrates to see what works best for you, keeping that more minimum, eliminating vegetable oils and added sugars and processed foods, getting rid of estrogenics in your environment, and getting quality sleep every night, lowering stress and things of that sort, having ample recovery and mobility so you can maximize your muscle development, contraction, maximize your repair between subsequent sessions, that your intensity is high enough, and you can't have high intensity. That's going to be sufficient unless you're recovering sufficiently between workouts, X, Y, and Z. So it's a whole process. It's everything in your life that's geared around training, getting to that peak contraction, peak intensity, and then repairing for your subsequent session. So recovery is very important, which is why it's pillar number 4. But cutting and bulking really is how I would just loosely define it. Cutting is losing body fat, maintaining muscle, and bulking is building muscle. But of course, you might put on some fat. So you just got to make sure you're not overdoing it and just eating a lot of garbage. So I would focus more on just building muscle and setting good habits. You'll build muscle, and mitigate fat over time. All right, another call. Thank you for the call. Let's take another one. Mike Nelson, you're on the line.
What is going on, my friend? I listen to your content all the time, and well, you've flipped shit upside down for me when it comes to understanding the truth versus not. So my question is, what is your opinion, take, vast knowledge of a pH level in water to be 8 and 9 on a pH scale, and how beneficial it is versus having a neutral pH at 7, and what the craze is? Is the craze all bullshit, or is it actually beneficial like they claim it to be? Just curious as to if you had any information, knowledge, research, or if it is as bullshit as the leg press. Appreciate the time, my man.
Bullshit as the leg press. Now, of course, I think, can you do things? Can you get results on a leg press? Of course. Just to touch on that. But I think a lot of people get on the leg. I just don't think it's the best choice for training. I just don't. When you have access to all these other different movements, I just don't think it's the best choice. So can you build muscle on it? Of course. Can you provide overload? Of course. Is it, of all the leg exercise that you can do, I think you have much better options out there. Just saying. When it comes to the pH of water, is it bullshit? A lot of the pH water stuff, first, if you put them in plastic bottles, avoid that shit anyway. But they've done tests on the pH of waters, and a lot of times what it says it isn't. And I don't worry about it personally. I think there's things like Kangen water. I forget exactly what that is, but there's certain ways where you can change the acidity or the alkalinity of water. I don't think it's really that important. I think what's much more important, and this is the problem, a lot of people that worry or over obsess with the pH of water, they're still not eating quality foods. So I would focus more on what foods you're consuming, the quality of your nutrition. I would definitely filter your water. I would get like a Berkey filter or reverse osmosis or something under the sink or tabletop. I would make sure you're filtering your water, avoid plastic. You're much better off getting rid of estrogenics and looking at the soaps and shampoos and hand lotions and air fresheners and colognes and deodorants and laundry detergents and dish detergents and blah, blah, blah. Blue light at night, your Wi-Fi, and you're just much better focusing on those things than worrying about, is my water an 8.5? Your body, if you want a little bit more alkalinity, you can just squeeze a couple drops of lemon in it, I guess. So is it bullshit? Is it technically bullshit? I don't know what the latest actual research or what people are actually saying, but it hasn't reached my ear holes to be, this is very important. But I do filter my water. I would absolutely filter water to the best of your ability. I just don't care about the pH, personally. Not yet. Maybe if something comes up and, this is really... But I haven't seen it. Getting electrolytes in, but definitely filtering water is important. Okay. Last one. We got one from Sebastian. Sebastian, you're on the Daily Swole.
Hey, Papa Swole, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great,
Big fan of you. Every time I'm going to be lazy one day, I see your videos and I'm like, man, I feel like a bitch. I gotta go to the gym now, But I've been going to the fucking gym every day and I've been putting in the work. I have a very healthy lifestyle. I eat healthy. I drink a lot of water. I go for walks. I work on until I'm tired, very, very exhausted. I break myself in the gym. But the problem is that I'm not getting enough sleep. So how, in the days that you can't sleep, how do you do it? Because it's already been a week that I've been getting like 4 hours of sleep. I can't relax in bed. I don't know how to do it. I take sleepy time teas or something. Nothing works. So how could I fix that?
Well, first off, you can't train intensely if you're not recovering. I just want to touch on this comment. Lady Hawk says, isn't lemon acidic, not alkaline? Not in the body. It's alkaline in the body. So it has an alkaline ash. So I would look into it. It's citric acid, but it acts as an alkaline. It is alkalizing. Is that it? Alkalinizing? What the word is? So it definitely is alkaline in the body. So that's it seems like it's counterintuitive, but that's how it acts on the body. Okay, let's see. Back to Sebastian. So if you can't train intensely if you're not recovering. So it has to match your recovery. You're going to injure yourself. You're going to destroy your central nervous system. Not getting sleep is more important than food. I mean, sleep is more important than food. It's very important. So for your hormones, for rebuilding muscle tissue, we've been talking about it lately. It's not really just about your physical recovery or feeling physically sore, X, Y, and Z. It's when you're training intensely, it's very exhausting psychologically and physiologically on your central nervous system. So you need to allow that to repair, because if you're exhausted, if your CNS is blasted, you're not going to be repairing and building muscle tissue. It's just not going to send the right signals to your body. So you got to focus on your sleep. What you just said, I didn't get enough information to actually give you more accurate feedback, but you just said you can't fall asleep. You have issues falling asleep. So it could be with your nutrition. It could be with blue light at night. Turn all your lights red. Get off your phone. Make sure you turn your tint on your phone to red. Put your phone down. Get rid of your phone in your bedroom. Turn off the Wi-Fi. Cold bedroom at night. Blackout curtains you shouldn't be able to see your hand in front of your face. Cold, dark room. Meditation before sleep. Reading in bed. Like, these are all things that you can do as a good evening routine. So I don't really know what your evening routine is. If you're drinking caffeine too close to bed, you shouldn't be having, if you want to get to sleep at a decent time, you shouldn't be drinking caffeine past like 12 o'clock. So 12, 1 o'clock, depending on when you go to sleep, you should cut off caffeine. So it's all about a routine. It's all about a habit. And some people will go to sleep at 12 o'clock or midnight and then, hey, I'm going to change my schedule and try to go to sleep at 9. Your body can't flip like that. 3 hours or an hour is a huge difference for circadian rhythm. So what's really important is to understand that if you are going to sleep late one night, sleeping in is not good for your body. It's going to fuck up your rhythm. So you should still be getting up at the same time. You're going to be more tired that day, but then you get to sleep at an earlier time the next night. So a big misconception is like, oh, I'll sleep in. Then you sleep in till 11 o'clock and then you're away. And then it throws off your whole day and then you're not going to be able to fall asleep as efficiently the next night. That's why when you sleep in super late, for example, and you wake up and you feel hungover and groggy. And so you're throwing off your entire circadian rhythm. It's like working evening, night shift, and third shift. It throws your body off. So I would make sure you're cutting down on caffeine. Again, we don't know anything about your nutrition, your other habits. So it's not just, you're not getting enough sleep, that's for sure. So it sounds like it's all those other habits leading up to it. All right. Good question. Appreciate the call. If you want to fall back in, call back in. We can get to more questions and we'll move right along. We'll take a couple Instagram questions unless you have one live, and then we'll move on to some balls deep content. Albin ZG. If you work regularly on a daily basis, do you allow yourself for a cheat meal? I don't believe in cheat meals. I have eaten a lot of garbage in my life, but cheat meals are really just an excuse to not stay focused and to not have discipline. So I don't have interest in poisoning my body. I don't have interest in eating this artificial trash. The food that I eat regularly is amazing. Having a delicious steak with butter and avocado, and like, I have no desire for that. It feels like a cheat. In other words, a cheat meal is just instant gratification. It tastes good. That's what people use as a cheat meal. Whatever I want, instant gratification. I just want something that hits the right taste buds, and people go to their classic addictions. So I don't cheat. I eat the food that fuels my body. It's delicious. It's nutritious. So there's no place for a cheat. That's just an excuse to not stay focused and not stay consistent. And if you're eating proper nutritious food, you're not going to have those cravings. If you're truly doing things right, your hormones, your chemical signals inside your body, you're going to get rid of those cravings. You're going to start seeing, and it's also education too. It's understanding what's in these foods. And once you know objectively these foods are garbage, you understand the marketing, you understand the physiology that they prey upon, objectively, you can't square that circle. So the more you know, the more you learn, and the more you unplug from all these garbage foods, you start to realize how much of a scam all of it is. And you don't want to poison your body in that way. Dunzo for Gonzo. Okay. My wife and I want to get back in shape, She wants to work out simultaneously. Where do we start? In the bedroom, baby. Because cardio. Where do we start? That's such a generalized question. I'm just going to plug Swolenormous X because this is why we created Swolenormous X, to have everything you need in one place. So check us out, swolenormousx.com. You could join and start our programs and yoga and have all 7 pillars taken care of you. You know, it depends on where. I mean, the fact that you're doing it together is great. So, for example, or you can just go and download the 7 pillars over at swolenormousx.com and start to learn about these foundational principles. Because if you're doing it together, you can get rid of all the garbage foods in your house. You can start an elimination diet together. You can start doing yoga together. You can start going to the gym together and lifting together. I just can't explain, oh, here's where you start. You do this exercise. And this is why we created Swolenormous X. So I would focus on that. I would focus on learning the fundamentals and uninstalling all the bullshit that you've been, and the propaganda that you've been, that's been installed in your brain throughout your entire life, and learn from the fundamentals. You got to go back to first principles, and then you can build on that. So download the 7 pillars, start there. And if you want to join the fam, we have it there. We have all the stuff here for you. Lady Hawk, let's see. Honest question. Well, I hope they're all honest questions. Do you season your food? Do you advise against using seasoning, even simple stuff like salt and pepper? I'm wondering if I need to throw out my spices. I only use salt. We use salt. I mean, I cook in tallow. I use salt. We eat beef, so I put raw butter when I'm eating things. So we cook in tallow and butter and salt. That's it. Pepper can increase the junctions in the gut, can lead to leaky gut. Some people have issues with pepper. I just don't find, I never really, I don't feel the need for it anymore. I prefer not having it. So everyone's going to react differently to these things, but it can definitely cause leaky gut and other kinds of issues with people. But Celtic sea salt, Redmond real salt, those are salts that we use. And I cook in butter and tallow. So that is, talk about amazing. You don't need, if you're cooking things the way they're supposed to be, you don't need to season stuff like that. You don't need to, that's seasoning enough. It's perfect. Perfect. Let's see. Papa Swolio. Is this Brett in the Daily Swole Telegram? Have you tried forearm extension and flexion devices? Do you think clubs are superior? I think you may have addressed this. Yeah, we've addressed this tons of times, but forearm extension and flexion devices. Yeah, I mean, you can do exercises. You can use buckets of rice. You can use the bands that stretch your fingers. Clubs are great, but they all work different things. Either it works the same muscles or it doesn't, but you work the muscles in different ways. So yeah, fantastic. I use a wood dowel to work in all different ranges of motion. So clubs are great. Nothing is superior or inferior. It depends on what you're applying it for, what you're actually using it for, and if you're doing it properly. So TheraBar is great for rehab. Buckets of rice are fantastic. Lady Hawk, I have to watch my butter because of my A1 casein allergy. There's not much in butter. But I have been using clarified grass-fed ghee. Yep, that's good. I'm not super crazy about the taste, but I know it's better for me. Yeah. So, and sometimes if you have raw butter, or you can find butter also from A2 cows. But yeah, you got to figure out what works best for you. Ghee is a good option. Clarified butter. Mark, or M4RK. So Mark 929. How many years did it take you to get big like that? I mean, I've been all different sizes. I've been bigger. I've been less mass. You know, haven't been just like gaining exponentially for over 20 years. I've been training since late 90s, 2000, really 2001, 2002. So over 20 years. So at this point, 22 years or so? But it's not like I haven't tried to get big endlessly. It gets to a point where you just have like a certain amount of mass that fits your body size and type. And after a certain point, it's just going to be too heavy. It's going to be too much to carry around. Okay, Yakov Pearl. Let's see. No, we're not going to answer that question. Let's see. Any other live questions? Or we might move along. Let's see what we got here. Let's do Omar Hizaif. Omar Hizaif. Can 10 kilogram dumbbells build amazing muscle over time? So 10 kilograms is 22 pounds. I mean, it can build muscle if you're doing exercises and it's a good overload for you, but it's going to be too heavy for some exercise and too light for others, and you're going to adapt and you're going to need more weight. So if you're using, you definitely want to have different weights of dumbbells. So one pair of dumbbells, like you might be able to, it might be too heavy to curl, but you can press it, but then you can't, it's just one weight. So you're not gonna be able to build and to go heavier. Let's see. Anna, weird question. Any advice, Papa, on stretching wrists? I crochet a lot. I'm worried about the repetitive action causing some issues, i.e. carpal tunnel. Yeah, it's not so much about stretching. It's about strengthening all the other muscles. When you have repetitive action, the reason why repetitive action is stressful is because one thing, you're using a lot of, individual small joints, but you're doing the same things over and over again. So you need to make sure you're doing all the other movements. So warming up properly, I would use one of those like finger strengtheners for the phalanges, opening up like you put your hands, your fingers in the little holes and you open up your hands. So it works the muscles, the opposing muscles. Also, a bucket of rice, put like 20, 30 pounds in a 5-gallon bucket and warm up your hands and work those extensors. Stretching the wrists and forearms, the flex bar, using clubs and stuff is great for all those muscles you're not working. So yeah, strengthening is fantastic, but stretching in itself isn't strengthening. But strengthening through a full range of motion, mobility, is stretching and strengthening. So there's a lot of different things you can do. Franklin, is pasteurized kefir no good? That's all I see in the grocery store. Well, it's not as good as raw kefir. So pasteurized kefir, it has to be lightly because otherwise it wouldn't be able to be kefir. If you kill all the bacteria, there's nothing to feed on the lactose. It's not going to ferment properly. So it's definitely not as good, but it's going to probably digest better for you or for most people that have issues. If you have lactose issues, kefir is great because the bacteria and the yeast and the way you ferment the milk to make kefir, it feeds and breaks down the lactose. So it's much easier to absorb. So just make sure you avoid anything ultra pasteurized. A lot of times on the back, if you see grass-fed cream or grass-fed this, way, and the other, it might say lightly pasteurized or low temp pasteurization. You want to opt for that if you see it available. Brett says power blocks. Yeah, if you have access, if you could buy power blocks, but if someone doesn't have $400, $500, $600 for power blocks, but you can get power blocks that are up to 50 pounds. They're not that expensive considering. So adjustable dumbbells, there's a lot of different companies that make adjustable dumbbells. So that's a great way to get a lot of dumbbells in one and not take up the same amount of space, right? So if you have a whole entire set of dumbbells, you're going to need 5 pounds and then 7 pounds or 8 pounds and then 10 pounds and 15 and 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And it gets expensive over time. So I got power blocks, but then I've slowly built out just a hex dumbbell set. I'm not going to spend, I'm not overspending. I mean, I don't have the space for like a full dumbbell. I would buy a full set, 0 to 120 or 50 or whatever and just but I don't have the space. So I'm not really investing. So I just kind of put together certain individual dumbbells. I usually use fat grips on them anyway, but there's certain exercises that I want to have dumbbells for that power blocks just won't be good for, like dumbbell pullovers. Can't use power blocks for those. So I've kind of built out that set in addition. But power blocks are great. They're fantastic. And there's pros and cons. You can't drop them. And then you have that center grip, like with a cage. And it takes a little bit of getting used to. So some exercise is great, some it's not. But it's great to be able to get 0 to 90 pounds, for example. And it's all in one spot. You don't have to get all the individual dumbbells and take up an entire room storing them. All right, let's see here. And you can look on OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace. There's a lot of people that flip them. They sell them. Especially now, a lot of people bought all this stuff for home gyms and things because of the lockdowns. But now that gyms are open again, I've gone back to the gym. It's like, okay. And then these are the same people that are going to be shit out of luck when the next thing happens and they try to lock down again, or the gym floods, or X, Y, and Z. Once I started building out stuff for a home gym, I'm never look back. It doesn't mean I'll never go to a gym again, but it's great. It's great to have everything you need whenever you want it right here. So it becomes like a fun hobby of like collecting. You're collecting different things. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button right now. And you know what? That'll do it. Let's go balls deep, fam. All right.
That's deep.
Like Frank says, everyone, thumbs up. Everyone hit the thumbs up button if you haven't yet. For everyone that's watching live, there should be the equal number of thumbs up. If not, you're being a lazy fuck, and why wouldn't you just tap the thumbs up? It makes a big difference. I think a lot of people think it doesn't make a difference. It really actually makes a huge difference. So make sure you do that. All right, first story of the day. Not that we don't know, but strangely enough, the study doesn't actually name the brands. So, Big Mac Damon. I guess they don't want to get sued or something like that, but nothing we don't know. But dangerous, quote, dangerous levels of toxic metals are lurking in your favorite store-bought juices, plant milks, teas, and sodas. Study warns. No shit. I talk about this with processed supplements. Even a lot of protein powders are, you have heavy metals in them. Sodas, fruit juices, plant-based milk is probably the biggest fucking scam. It's the biggest hunk of garbage. Avoid any of those plant-based, plant and nut fucking milks, the oat milks and the almond and soy milks. They're garbage. They're fucking trash. So if you're using those thinking you're being healthy, sorry to burst your bubble, but throw that in the trash. I even feel bad for your trash can to be associated with it. Don't pour it outside. I feel bad for the earth. Just remove it from existence. Researchers at Tulane University found toxic metals such as arsenic, cadmium in all 60 store-bought drinks they tested. 5 had, quote, dangerous levels of the chemicals. The worst offenders being juices, plant-based milks, teas, and sodas. The scientists are warning parents to limit their children's consumption of store-bought drinks due to the concerns the metals can disrupt their brain and organ development. No shit. You don't say. First time I've ever heard that. All right. It was surprising that there aren't a lot of studies out there concerning toxic and essential elements in soft drinks in the United States. Do you know why there aren't a lot of studies? It's because who funds these studies? The big food and pharmaceutical companies. And guess whose interest this does not serve? The food and pharmaceutical companies. I mean, it serves the pharmaceutical companies because you're going to be taking their drugs once you get sick from consuming this garbage. But a lot of these big food companies are the ones that donate to the schools and sponsor their research and donate. And like they donate millions and millions of dollars a year for the schools. And guess what? Guess what the studies that school is going to find? It's going to support whatever those corporate interests are. So that's why there aren't a lot of studies. You're not going to see Kraft or Nestle or these big companies spending tons of money to blow their own profits out of the water. It's not going to happen. Now it continues to go on to microplastics, metal toxins, other chemicals, but we know that already. So it doesn't go into any of the actual details, but just another reminder. And you see some of these things kind of peppered through some articles online, and you're seeing a lot more of it now, but it still isn't front page, front and center. And that's because of the incentives. The big companies that have all the money and a lot of these companies own shares or stocks in these media companies, and they're the ones that are running advertising. So if you're a newspaper or a media company, you see that with Pfizer, right? I think it was like 60 or 70% or 80%, something ridiculous of all advertising on mainstream media is from pharmaceutical companies. When you look at these food companies, you'll also see Coke ads, right? Pepsi, you'll see whatever candy or Hershey's, whatever the fuck it is. These companies also pay for advertising. So are you going to report on how these companies are putting out garbage products? They're going to be like, we're not advertising with you anymore. So not only are the studies biased and manipulated or avoided or not published because it doesn't serve those corporate interests, but the people that are supposed to report the news, whereas it's really just opinion, all these mainstream media outlets are just commentary. It's not actual facts anymore. It's not journalism. They're not going to bite the hand that feeds them. So if you have a lot of advertising coming in, if you have $100 million a year of advertising coming in, are you going to be like, this company's garbage? They're going to be like, yeah, we're not going to advertise with you anymore. So anyway, yeah, rice milk, any of those things, trash. It's garbage. Absolute fucking garbage. And it's...
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
If you're going to drink it, at least know that you're drinking shit. I would avoid that like the plague, personally. Okay, let's get into some balls deep videos. Again, hit the thumbs up button, and we will be here tomorrow for Ask Papa Swole Live. Remember, I'll remind you again, go to makeemailswoleagain.com, makeemailswoleagain.com or swolenormousx.com/email, and sign up for the email list, and I'll bang your inbox with some knowledge cock. Sign up for that as well. Sending out another email today. If it hasn't gone out already, you can get on that and get today's email and get on the gain train. And make sure you reply. If you enjoy the email, how it helped you, or how your mindset might shift, or your thoughts about the email, reply, and maybe we'll share it on the show. So do that. Do it. Do it. I dare you. Come on. Yeah. Oh, stop whining like a baby. Come on. Stop whining. Come on. Stop whining. All right. Toxic metals. Toxic metals. Let's see what we got here. All right. Let's see what video. Let's see if the thumbnails are horrifying. Yeah. Ooh, that one looks scary. Scary, frightening, and... Well, all right, we'll do this one first. We've got an appetizer. This one is 14 seconds, so... Can we last? Can we last for 14 seconds? If we all ate the same. If everyone just ate the same, we'd all look different. This is a stupid argument. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense.
What's in the box?
Okay.
I feel like what a lot of skinny people don't realize is that, like, if we all ate the same and worked out the same and did everything the same, we would still have different bodies and there would still be plus-size people. Anyways, here's my plus-size OC. Look at her, isn't she beautiful?
No, she's not. So I'm going to stop you right there, Mochambo. I'll be honest, if we all ate the same, we probably would look more or less the same, in the sense that if you look at the concentration camps, everyone looked the same. They were starving. So if we're all eating, let's say, just beef, I'm just saying, I'm not saying it'll ever happen, but you're only eating beef and we're all training. I mean, some people have a different work capacity, but if we're all eating the same food, a lot of people would, yeah, of course, everyone's going to look a little bit different, but you wouldn't have obesity. You wouldn't have the same issue. I'm saying if literally people ate, But of course, yeah, like Stella says, she says, sure, with my 5'7" height, if I ate like a 6'3" man, I would still be fat. So yeah, if we're all eating the same amount of food too. So let's just talk about eating. So like, you can't really make this argument. Okay. If we all ate like a 5 foot tall woman to maintain, a lot of people would fucking get skinny and die and be malnourished and things like that. So when you have different heights and you have different overall like natural mass, like your obesity and your extra body fat, it's all based on your height. That's where BMI is pretty accurate for people that don't exercise. When you start having a lot of muscle mass, BMI becomes less accurate. BMI, what people argue, it doesn't mean that if your BMI is high, then you have diabetes, or, you don't have necessarily the disease right now, but you're putting yourself at dramatic higher risk, which just means you're wider than you should be. You have a lot extra body fat than you should. So, if we all ate the same foods, let's say we could, because some people have serious allergies and genetic things that they can't, right? So all those being equal, we know what would happen if people ate, like they don't store extra body fat the same way. They'll build more muscle. So if people had similar lifestyle habits, it would be a lot more consistent, period. But you can't force people to do that. And we all have a lot of different things that we do, which is why people look all different sizes and why some people are grotesquely morbidly obese and a lot of other people aren't. Look at the habits. This is why I always talk about when you have people that are morbidly obese, look at their habits. They're not morbidly obese by accident. They're not just swallowing air and getting fat. They're swallowing everything. So it's pretty obvious that we would make dramatic improvements. So that's not even an argument. It's really stupid. Okay. We're balls deep. You're not going to get smart, intelligent things unless it's coming out of the Swole fam's mouth here. Let's see what we got here. All right, fam, pick a number, 1 or 2. 1 or 2.
What's in the box?
That Hansel's so hot right
Let's
now.
get a little Tainty Man. Let's see what we got. We got the Tainty Man on the Tainty Cam, and of course we have the church here. So excellent. Good stuff. All right, and make sure you drop hashtag #SSS for the Swole Slut card. Hashtag Swole Slut for a chance to win today's Swole card. And let's put Tessie in outer space. Yeah, let's put Tessie in outer space. Very nice. Such good dogs. They're such good babies. Oh, Tainty Man, good baby. Good baby Taint. Oh, sweet Tainty Man. I love you, Tainty boy. I love you, Tainty boy. You're so delicious. Okay. Whatever.
We choose truth over facts.
All right.
The little rascal has spirit.
Let's see. What do we got here? Let's see what we got. Let's go with Stephanie. Stephanie, number 2. Who does number 2 work for?
I don't believe you people.
Huh. What do you mean, you people?
Gained weight. It's okay. Gained weight. It's okay. I don't know what this is going to be. It's probably going to be dumb, though.
What's in the box?
Your wife's head. All right, here we go.
I realized I gained some weight today. These pants used to be my my loose pants. They're now not my loose pants. I have to karate chop myself into these pants today. And I could literally go scream, cry, throw up at something that's literally out of my control.
It's not out of your control. Your habits made you fat, and now your pants don't fit. It's not out of your control. It's not out of your control. It's not out of your control. That's a lie. Poor thing.
Hyperanalyze every food that I've been eating over the past couple of months and how much I've been exercising. I can blame myself for being a horrible person and letting myself get like this. But if we're...
Or you can have good habits. It's not overanalyzing your food to just eat real fucking food and stop eating all the garbage you're consuming. You're probably, and maybe the birth control you're taking and all the other products you're using in your household. You mean actually pay attention to being a healthy human being. You don't have to do that. You can make TikTok videos and get fat and desperately try to get love and attention from it. Obviously, you chose door number 2 there.
Being honest, I literally couldn't give 2 fucking shits. I couldn't care less that I've gained weight because I feel great. I feel healthy in this body, and that's all that matters.
Okay, well, not for all the people swiping right there, okay? I feel great. Yep, but the same person is going to have 10 cats and complain about toxic masculinity when no one wants to be with them because they're annoying and not taking care of themselves. So there's that. Oh my God. Oh my God. When reality comes crashing down. Ho, 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 ho. But it's the patriarchy. It's toxic masculinity. No, it's because you can't put down the Twinkies. Rah. Oh. Ha ha ha. Now, I do remember, like, this is what I did when I was trying to bulk up. When I was, like, really trying to bulk up. I'm always trying to put on muscle, but I'm not really trying to, like, get big. But when I was, like, mass, fucking get yoked, we're talking 20 years ago, I was wearing baggier shirts because I wanted to wear baggier shirts because I wanted to make them tight. Oh, yeah, I was a fucking animal. I would just wear shirts. And the best thing was putting on a shirt and it was like baggy on me. And then after a couple years, I'd put on the same shirt and it would be fucking tight. And it's like, let's fucking go. That's the best. So there's that. If your clothes are fitting tight, it's not always for the bad. If it's fitting tight around your fucking gunch, yeah, it's because you're getting fat. You're just storing fat. You're just eating a lot of garbage and you're trashing your body. But if it's getting tighter around your arms or your quads because you're making sick fucking gains, then, well, there's that. America!
Emotional damage.
All right, don't let the door hit your fupa on the way out. We got the last video of the day, and we're going to call it. We're going to call it a day. And then tomorrow we'll be back for Ask Papa Swole Live. We have fat phobic cruises? I think that's a typo because it doesn't make sense. Fat phobic cruise lines, maybe. This is a response to a question. It says cruise lines, they'll have like a singular fat woman on the whole boat to belt. All right, I don't know what this is. First, let me talk. I mean, I'll be honest, I've never been on a cruise, and I've never been on a cruise. The reason is because it is a horrifying proposition. Do I want to be on a big, oversized, floating fucking toilet, trapped with garbage food, just tons of fucking people? Like, it sounds miserable. If I want to go somewhere, I will go on a plane or go somewhere and then enjoy. I don't want to be trapped on a fucking boat. It just sounds horrifying. Looks horrifying. There's nothing about it that interests me whatsoever. Absolutely whatsoever. Some of you might love cruise. It looks like a awful experience. I just never, ever had any desire to do one. Absolutely not. Silly Papa? Hell fucking no. I would never want to be on a fucking cruise. Not a chance. Not a chance in hell. You cannot convince me that it's a good idea. Anyway, cruising on a motorcycle, that's different. I dare you? No. Fuck no. Fuck no. Just go float around. People go on cruises for the all-you-can-eat buffet. It's just fat fucks that want to lay around and float and eat shit. Gross. Gross. Okay, here we go. Last video. But let's see what this is about. Let's see what this is about. Here we go. Fat phobic cruise or something.
I could go into more detail about the fat phobia of cruise lines specifically. And
fat phobia of cruise lines. Fat phobia of cruise lines. People go there to be fat. So there's that.
I will. I recently received a call back from a cruise line. My agent submitted me. I self-taped and they called me back based on that self-tape, right? So I get it. Self-tapes, you're only waist up on the screen. But I had Tracy Turnblad on my resume. So like they could have caught a fucking clue then. And
so are you talking about working for a cruise line? Because last time I checked, you don't have to submit a video to get on a cruise. They're like, anyone that will pay can get on. Okay, let's continue.
the second I walked in that room in my full body, I watched every single man at that table just clock out. And it didn't matter how much I killed my audition, which I did. Okay. They weren't interested. And I knew why, they knew why, but they'll never say why, you know? And it just makes me laugh that cruise lines only want to put, like, thin, beautiful people on their stages. Like,
because who the fuck wants to look at someone who's not attractive to most people? I don't blame them. Okay, so what do you expect? What do you expect?
Have you seen the people who take cruises? They're not spring chickens, babes. They're all shapes and sizes. Like, would it be so absurd to put all shapes and sizes on your stages, just like all shapes and sizes watch your shows?
Most people don't want to look at it, though. Why do you think why do you think people, like in movies, like in, I don't know, you go to a strip club, you usually don't want to see fat women or men. Like, I don't see anyone going like, ooh, Chippendales. You want to see the Magic Mike stuff. You don't want to see just morbidly obese men. Then apply somewhere else.
Better. More than one fat person can belt. I promise you.
Okay. Ew. Too close. Anyway. Silly. Lady Hawk, weren't you going to do a swole cruise back before the pandemic with Alan, Crystal, and Obese to Beast? No. Where'd you hear that? Not at all. Not even close. Where'd you hear that? Anyway, Chunkendales. Yeah, that's right. Chris Farley Chippendales, the Saturday Night Live with P. Sways. That's right. Matt says she seems like an intolerable cunt. I can't see why she didn't get the job. I know. Stella, art is like that. Growing up on stage taught me if you're not Aretha Franklin, you need to look good. Yeah, it's going to be rare that your talent will outweigh, looking like a slob. And I'm just going to say it. Well, it's the stereotype that all fat people are lazy. And, well, it doesn't. When you see someone who's morbidly obese, does it lead to you thinking they're such a hard worker, they take care of themselves, they're disciplined? It doesn't. It just doesn't. I mean, it depends on what you're looking at, but yeah, I don't blame them. If I was hiring for someone to be on stage, like, they have to look the part. They have to look in shape and they have to look healthy. It's when your talent outweighs you. Oh, get it? All right. So any questions or thoughts in closing? I'm sorry you didn't get the position, but, it's easier. Look, I'm just going to enclose before we give away the swole card. It's not that hard to take care of yourself. It's not that hard to take care of yourself. Now, if you want to look like someone that trains a lot and build a lot of muscle, and you want to, like I have and other people, it takes a lot of work. If you want exceptional, here's the thing. People think that building muscle is easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. Building muscle and having a lot of muscle is not easy. That's a full-time commitment. Do you need to have a ton of muscle? Do you need to have as much muscle as me or other people that build a lot of muscle? No, you don't have to. So, but it's not hard to take care of yourself. It's not hard to eat better foods. It's not hard to get quality. I mean, hard, easy, that's very relative, right? Subjective, but it's very simple. Get sleep every night, exercise. It can look a lot of different ways. Not everyone wants to build a lot of muscle. I think everyone should strength train, but you're never going to get everyone doing that. So just because I think people should doesn't mean they will. That's why I'm always yelling. I'll always have a job. I'm always going to tell people to go to the fucking gym. Are they going to do it? Of course not. But I'm still going to keep yelling because some people will. But it's not hard to eat real food. It's simple. And I know hard and easy is subjective, but it's not hard either. You have money to buy shit food. You have money to buy better food. You're spending money on fast food. You can go to the supermarket and buy other foods and get more out of it and not have the inflammation and the issues that go along with it. So anyway, you don't want to improve yourself and take care of yourself. You could blame society. You could blame everything around you. Like these same people that I do everything to lose weight. I try so hard. You're not eating the right food. You're not getting quality sleep. You're constantly stressing yourself out. You're on birth control. You're surrounded by estrogenics and all these endocrine disruptors in your environment. And so you're doing all these other things and saying, I've tried everything. I'm just this way. I mean, some people are going to be fat no matter what. Yet you're doing all these things that lead you exactly to where you are. And you have to learn. You have to actually dig deeper. And if you're not willing to do that, you just want to blame the world and blame society. It doesn't change your habits. It doesn't change what you're actually doing. And you're moving the locus of control elsewhere, and you're looking for daddy government or the media or, I don't know, the algorithm to rub your taint and tell you that you're perfect just the way you are, but you're lacking. And it's not attractive. And it's not just attractive physically. It's not attractive emotionally. Like your EQ is just in the pits. You have control. And if you are a victim, it's just not attractive to other people. People don't want to be, I mean, if you're being a victim, you want to surround yourself with other victims, but then it's a battle of who's the biggest victim. And then, of course, you cut off the people that aren't victim enough or don't, put their arm around you enough. And then you keep on eliminating people until you're standing alone, because people don't want to be around someone who's whining and complaining. They don't inherently want that. So when I say attractive, I'm not saying, because everyone has their own subjective attraction, but it's also emotional. You're not attracted to someone who's pathetic. You don't want to spend time with someone who's just a whiny, complaining. It's like the kid on the playground that's always crying or, mommy, mommy. You remember, everyone knew that kid, right? The whiny kid that was always running to his mom or anything. And like, ugh, no one wanted to be around the whiny, complaining child. No one wanted to be around the tattletale, right? No one wanted to be around the little weak bitch. Ugh. You know, don't invite so-and-so. He's just going to run and tell his mom, or right? Let's see. I did see that, Lester. Yeah, super cringe. Lester says, did you guys see the fat lady whose baby in a stroller was careening into traffic and she fell and couldn't catch the stroller, so the baby was rescued by a homeless man? Yeah, I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was a homeless man or not. I saw the video. I think it was a grandmother. I don't think it was her child. Like, I don't think she was the mother, but it might have been. But yeah, like, the baby was rolling into the street, like tripped and just fucking face planted, got up a little bit and fell again. It was awful, pathetic, scary when you just don't have any control over your body and you're so weak and uncoordinated. It's sad. And fortunately, someone was there to stop the baby from getting hit in traffic. Not imagine if it went into traffic and someone's driving by just on the way to work or, you know, enjoying some music and a stroller comes right into the road. They would have hit the stroller. The baby would have been killed. And that person that hit the stroller would have been scarred for life, and it wouldn't have been their fault. And then the family, it would have been a cascade of events. All you have to do is go to the fucking gym and have some basic average coordination to be able to move. If you're a parent, you're doing your children a disservice. Whenever you see someone rolling away and the mother or the father is so fat they can't move to fucking take care of, like that's fucked up. It's fucked up. Yeah, it was pathetic. She got up and like tripped again. And it wasn't because it was just, she just couldn't move. Just fat and weak. I don't care if it's a grandmother or not. Then you shouldn't be watching the kid if you can't move. Like, it was just, you could just see it was just because you're not in physical capacity. Adrian, exactly. For me, fast food is 2 portions of salmon, carrots. Fuck you, carrots. Blueberries and kefir in the store. It's even cheaper than crappy's fast food. Better long term, too. Michelle, a pound of grass-fed beef and a dozen pasture-raised eggs is cheaper than a value meal at a fast food joint. Oftentimes it can be. You can get a pound of grass-fed beef for $7-8 and pasture-raised eggs for $6-8. You're going to go to a fast food, you'll spend $20-30. And especially if you're going to a restaurant, you're overpaying, then you have to pay a tip for someone who just brought you a fucking meal. You're paying for substandard, you're just not paying for quality stuff. Cook yourself. Elizabeth, I started talking to a guy, but I theft him, which is fuck him Friday, so she cut him out. But I theft him when he started talking about how girls don't talk to him for long. He doesn't work out, but runs every now and then, complaining a lot, ... No thanks. Why'd he just... Yeah, you're about to have a girlfriend there. Matt, I also heard that lady just had knee surgery. I don't know if that's true, but I saw on the internet, so take it with a grain of salt. Then why is she watching a child if she can't walk effectively? I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of things wrong with that situation if that's the case. That's also true. Lester, needing knee surgery is a symptom of obesity. Yeah, I mean, everyone has their own reasons. Like, you can still, even if you train properly and you do things and you're doing everything quote unquote right, you can still have accidents and things like that. But if she's not capable, honestly, if you're not capable of moving quickly, then you shouldn't be taking care of children. You shouldn't be watching children if you can't protect them. Again, the point is, whatever happened should not have happened. So what would it take to make sure that doesn't happen? She fucked up for, like, that shouldn't have, even if that didn't have to happen. Something wasn't done right. That's for sure. But the problem is, okay, that did happen. And then you get it. You watch the video, it's cringe. Let's see. Barrett, I'm too ugly to date, which is nice since I have more time for sick fucking gains. But making sick fucking gains, Barrett, increases your value as a man and you're more confident and you're going to be a catch for the ladies. Keep making those sick fucking gains. Lester, being overweight puts stress on your knees? Certainly does. 1000%. All right, here we go. Let's see a little Tainty Man. Oh, Tainty boy. Tainty boy. Hi, my sweet Tainty boy. Oh, my good boy. Look at your floppies. Look at your floppies. You got the floppies, Tainty Man. Let's get some church in there, too. Hello. Hello, Churchley. Okay, the Tainty Man. You want to go pee-pee, Tainty Man? We're done with the show. Go make pee-pee outside. All right. Let's give away today's Swole Slut card. Falcon, take it away. All right. Oh, we got a Swole Slut here, that's for sure. All right. Today's winner is Michelle Clifford. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right. All right, Michelle sent us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 2556 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. That's fucking fantastic. Congratulations, Michelle. Yay, Michelle. I'm going to call you Michelle from Dodgeball.
Dodson.
Let's take some soundboard requests.
Dodson here.
Some of you got soundboard requests. Let's fucking go. Now, fam, remember, we talk about obesity all the time, but it's a state of mind. We have a lot of members in the Swole fam that are fat, that are obese, that are changing their lives. You just don't want that victim mindset. No matter where you start, take ownership of your situation, of your habits, and make those positive changes. Do not be a victim. Do not be a victim. Step up to the plate, make those positive changes. Love yourself, respect yourself, make those gains.
Loud noises! Emotional damage!
Now, once you've had sex with a woman, she will naturally start to depend on you, okay? All women do this.
Shut up, bitch!
All right. There we go. I like it, Michelle. She says, I'm so pumped for my weight session now. Fuck yeah, now you're gonna make some sick gains. Let's get some antidepressants.
No medication except my fucking antidepressants.
No medication except my fucking antidepressants. Because that's no medication. Wrong.
Ever served in a forward area?
Sit! Sit!
I arrived in America's airport with clothing, US dollars, and a jar of gypsy tears to protect me from AIDS.
I'm a fair guy, but this heat is making me absolutely crazy.
There's Tiny Tuck, Typical Tuck, Total Tuck, and the Tyrannical Tuck.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Here we go. Oh, just in time. Ah, very nice. Excellent. Excellent. All right, fam. Very nice. Make sure you join us over at swolenormousx.com. Remember all the links down below to join the email list. Make email swoleagain.com or swolenormousx.com/email. Check out papasolio.com. Use code Daily Swole for 10% off for all apparel purchases, and submit your questions over at askpapasolio.com, because tomorrow we have the Red, White, and Swole Sunday Funday Q&A. You could also get notifications when the podcast goes live. All those links in the description box. Papa Swolio's got the best box in the game down below. Hit that thumbs up on the way out. 2557 coming up tomorrow. We'll see you then. Peace, McGee's, deuce, Magoose. Your boy Papa Swolio.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like...
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies.